My name is Joe Peroni, and this is the Rise Above Project. And today's going to be part 2 of how to pass the MFT licensure exam. The first show I did, I dealt with the details of what you could do and some suggestions in order to pass the test. Now, to make it more real, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look at a video of somebody who was filming themselves before they took the test. Now, I had no idea, but as I did a little bit of research, it seems to be a thing. A lot of people are filming themselves before they take the test, and then they film themselves afterwards. So there's a lot to choose from here, and I don't want to pick on people and be mean. So what I'm going to do is when I play this, I'm going to play it in a way that you can't see it. In other words, I don't want to put his face up there. I'm not going to tell you who he is. Again, it's not to embarrass him. But let's just start with this right here.
It's finally here, Wednesday, November 9th. We are at the facilities in Alhambra. Some building, really big buildings. I'm dressed with this super thick sweater and long pants because these testing centers are super cold. But I'm burning up in the car right now. For snacks,
Before he gets to talking about snacks, we need to have a talk about this. What is this trend about filming yourself before something that's very important? We're talking about passing an exam that's going to change your life. It's going to take you from intern status to a person who's licensed. With that, you'll be able to make more money. You'll be a professional. With that, you'll be able to take care of yourself better. You'll be able to make enough money to actually have a family if that was what you wanted to do. On top of that, you'll be a much more valuable person in society, and you'll be able to be a healer. You'll be able to help a lot of people in society. But here you are filming yourself doing this. It kind of doesn't make sense. What I would do, I would suggest highly, is that instead of trying to get likes and subscribers right up into the time when you walk into this building to take this test, take every single minute you have to study a little bit more. Now, somebody could say, well, that little bit of extra studying, is it really going to help? Well, I would say, number one, it won't hurt. Number two, what if you fail by 1 or 2 points? Maybe that extra few minutes of studying could have been the time that would actually put you over to be able to pass. And here's the other thing that's important to know. It's your life, and you need to focus down like a laser in order to do these important things in your life. The mindset of being able to have this thought of, I am going to film myself and make myself a spectacle for other people to look at while I'm trying to maybe pass this test. And now is the time that I need to be engaging, I need to be entertaining for other people. That doesn't make sense. Listen, you should put your head down, do your work. Stop caring about trying to be popular for somebody down the street that you don't know. You should be just doing your job. You know, it's people today, they just become so ingrained with this thought that they need to be validated for everything they do. Taking a test doesn't mean anything. Passing it does. And for the most part, even if you did pass the test, it doesn't mean anything to anybody else other than you and then your potential family and your potential clients down the road. So why are you filming this? What if you fail anyway? Do you really want, like down the road, if you do pass, do you really want, clients to come in and go, hey, you failed here? Like, I don't know if that's something that you want out there. Very interesting how people are filming their lives this way. It's kind of like, well, this is a young guy. Eventually what's going to happen is he's probably going to have kids. And someone will say, hey, do you have a picture of your kid? And they'll say, no, I don't have a picture of the kid, but I have a lot of videos when I was trying to conceive my kid, right? Because it's all about them and the process of doing something. Listen, just do it, right? Like, worry about doing the things correctly in order to do it. Stop spending so much time with thinking about what the world is going to think. Do your studying. And this mindset, I would say that he probably doesn't have the right mindset even before this. So let's move on.
Tuna sandwich, I didn't really think about it. I'm like, there's actually eggs and like dairy in this, so I don't know how well it's gonna sit in the locker. I got orange juice to give me some sugar, and then got a protein bar if the tuna salad sandwich goes bad. I can't believe a month of studying comes down to this day.
All right, before he starts talking about his studying, he's talking about here that he bought random snacks. And because there's dairy, he doesn't know if it's going to be good. This goes against everything that I said in part one. You should have a very steady, regimented nutritional program throughout your whole time. It should be through your whole life, okay? But if it's not, let's say you should have this program while you're practicing and studying to take this test. You should know very clearly what foods work best for you and what drinks that you need to bring to this exam. Why? Because like I said, you should be practicing these tests on a daily basis for 6 months prior. And if you can do that, you'll say there's a minimum of over, let's say 100 times you have done this test. So you should know what works best for you. You shouldn't just go, oh, I stopped off at a store and I got this thing with dairy in it. I don't know if it's going to make me sick. What are you talking about? It's such a lack of preparation for something that's so important to do. It doesn't make sense to do that. You should be practicing, again, the same routine over and over and over again. It's like if you have a partner and you're dating them for a long time, then you go out to a dance club. You dance with the person you brought. You don't start dancing with random people. It'll only get you in trouble. What if you're a football team and you got a playbook? You don't go into the game and then all of a sudden you're in the fourth quarter when it means everything and you're going to throw the playbook away and start just making up random plays. You don't do that. What if you're a musician and you practice 10 great songs that you do, that you can do when you're asleep, when you're practically whatever, you can always play these songs great. What happens when you go to do a show? You start making up songs that you've never played before? You don't do that. You do the stuff that you practiced, and you practice it again and again. You practice not to get it right, but you practice until you cannot possibly get it wrong. And this particular person is not showing any of the abilities to be very specific and to be lasered down in order to be successful. That's what I'm seeing here. So let's move on.
Nervous, but excited because I'm tired of studying and ready to get a haircut. Haven't gotten a haircut in a month. Probably gonna eat some sandwich now. Just it's 12:48 right now, and wish me luck. I wish you luck.
First of all, I don't even know what he's talking about. I wish you luck. Again, he's talking to an audience. Who cares? Do your job. If you were a surgeon and you're doing a surgery on somebody, you don't want to be on social media filming yourself, winking at the camera, going, ooh, I hope everybody out there is doing well. You're doing a job. Just do your job. He also says here, I'm something like he's very frustrated because he's put in a whole month of studying. A whole month. Ooh, that's just too much. First of all, again, I would suggest 6 months of specific studying for the exam. Is that a lot? No. You want to know why? Because if you want to be a therapist, you've got 20 CEUs per year that you're going to have to do after you're licensed. If you want to be a good therapist, actually, if you want to be a therapist at all, you're going to have to continue to study. That's part of it. So if studying is so hard for you, then get out of the business now. A good therapist never finishes studying. They never finish reading and learning. That's what you do as a therapist. As a matter of fact, that's what you do in most professions. So again, it's this childlike view of the world, like, oh my God, it's been a whole month. I just can't handle it. It's just too much for me. And he says, I'm tired of it. Tired of it? It hasn't even started yet. Your real studying starts when you become licensed, and now you're responsible for a lot of people. So again, I don't understand this type of thinking. It's not the right mental attitude to go into a test. And when you see a young person like this, again, do you really want a person like this being licensed anyway? I mean, he seems so immature that I don't know how he can really help certain groups of people, or actually most groups of people. So let's move on.
The average American wastes over
Oh, it went to a commercial, so let me see what I can do here.
Full food is $10. Disgusting.
So now he said,
Felt like I was preparing for a fight. The morning of, my routine was ate some food. Usually I don't eat it until noon. Did a little bit of stretching. Played one game of League and won. So that was a good confidence booster. Try to stay off my phone.
all right, I can't take much more of this. He's talking about in preparation this day, he spent part of it playing video games. That's what I want out of the new crop of therapists that are coming up. On the day of the biggest test of his life, he's playing video games and he won. And that gave him a boost of confidence, he said. Why? Look, what does that have to do with anything? That has nothing to do with learning the knowledge to be able to pass the test. So let me fast forward this a little bit because I'm getting tired of this guy already. So let's see how close I can get here.
Very, 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 very disheartening. It's nighttime now. I ate my snacks.
Again with the snacks.
So bummed. Just feeling comfortable, going to the exam, knowing what I need to do. It's important because, I failed the national exam first. I failed the law and ethics exam first, so I'm not a really great test taker. So all my exams that I will have to do is twice. And I've accepted it. I just gotta wait 4 months and then retake this. I was really surprised. My clinical assessment was at 70%. The worst I did was crisis management at a 53.
All right, I had enough of this. So what happened here, he failed. What a shock. Like, I knew that from the very first second that he was filming it, that of course he was going to fail. So obviously, no surprise, he failed. And now he's still talking to his audience as he gets out. Now, he's not in the middle of self-reflection, really thinking about what he needs to do next. And of course, he's got this, again, this low expectation culture that, oh, I failed before, it's not that big of a deal, I was proud. He ends up saying,